My name is Benjamin Akakbo. Thank you for staying. In our first story, as the controversy stoked by President Akufo-Addo on Founders Day lingers on, the National Democratic Congress has served notice it will revert to celebrating the 1st of July as a holiday instead of the 4th of August, which was instituted by the President Akufo-Addo-led administration. Speaking during his tour of the Upper East region, the flag bearer of the NDC, John Dramani Mahama, said Ghanaians would resist the attempt to rewrite the country's history. President Akufo-Addo, in his address to the nation over the weekend, stated that he completely rejected the notion that Ghana was founded by one person.
It is most appropriate that we have chosen this date to honor their sacrifices, their resilience, and their strong dedication to the ideals of freedom and justice. I speak to you this evening, rejecting completely the notion that Ghana was founded by one man. Whilst Kwame Nkrumah's contributions to our independence are undeniable and unassailable, it is important to acknowledge for our self-respect that the struggle for our nation's freedom was a collective effort spanning several generations. The formation of the Aborigines Rights Protection Society, the British West African National Congress, jointly sponsored by Joseph Casely Hayford and Thomas Hatton Mills, the United Gold Coast Convention, the work of countless unsung heroes, and the tenacious spirit of our people all played vital parts in bringing us to freedom and independence. Kwame Nkrumah, with his charismatic visionary leadership, was undoubtedly a major actor in the final lap of our journey to independence. And that is why, despite the several unfortunate things that happened after independence under his watch, Parliament in 2019 decided to memorialize his date of birth as Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day, the only Ghanaian so far to be so honored in our history. His ability to galvanize the masses and articulate a clear vision for a free Ghana inspired many. However, it is essential to recognize that Kwame Nkrumah stood on the shoulders of past leaders. The groundwork laid by the Aborigines Rights Protection Society, the British West African National Congress, the United Gold Coast Convention, and many other organizations and individuals provided the foundation upon which Kwame Nkrumah built the Convention People's Party, CPP. And indeed, that is why he was careful to associate the name of his new party with that of the convention. The contributions of the leaders before him were instrumental, as is natural in the continuum of history, in shaping the political landscape that facilitated Kwame Nkrumah's rise to prominence.
Well, our very own Maxwell Agbagba had a wrap of day 2 of Mahama's tour of the Upper East region, where he served notice it would revert to celebrating the 1st of July as a holiday instead of the 4th of August, which was instituted by the President Akufo-Addo-led administration.
The victory of Mahama!
On the second day of his tour of the Upper East region, the NDC flag bearer visited the Binduri, Zibila, Nabdam, and Bolgatanga East constituencies, bringing the number to 8 in 2 days.
We are going to let the headmasters be responsible for procuring food for their students, because we want the students to have nutritious meals. We want the quality of food they give to the students to be good quality meals. And so, we cannot wait for the National Food Buffer Stock to bring food before our children eat. The headmaster should be able to go to Binduri Market and buy beans, buy granules, buy yams, buy rice.
In the Zebila constituency, he accused politicians of politicizing the Boko conflict, promising to ensure long-lasting peace if the NDC is elected back to power.
Anytime NDC is in government, Boko is at peace. Unfortunately, as soon as NDC leaves government, the Boko crisis flares up again. And let nobody say it's a fight between ethnic groups. There is politics behind it. And there are people who deliberately fund that crisis. Everybody, the majority of people in Boko, Kusasis, Mamprusis, Bimobas, Busangas, everybody wants peace. But I can assure you that peace is our priority. When NDC comes, and I didn't say if, I said when NDC comes, we're going to prioritize Boko's peace so that peace will return to Boko.
Speaking during the community engagement event in the Bolga East constituency, he criticized the governing MPP for what he describes as attempts to rewrite Ghana's history. He says the future NDC government will reinstate 1st July as a holiday.
You see, apart from destroying our economy, apart from plunging Ghana into crisis, one of the things this government wants to do is to rewrite our history. And we shall not allow them to rewrite our history. Because the president said he does not accept that one person can be the founder of a nation. Yes, founding a nation, it takes many people, but there's always that critical one person whose sacrifice and efforts is what finally leads to the attainment of the objective that everybody is working for. Nobody can come and rewrite our history. Indeed, for those of you who don't know it, when the Queen finally agreed to give Ghana independence, the UGCC that Nana Akufo-Addo is fighting to be recognized as founders of Ghana wrote a petition. They sent people to England to tell the Queen, don't grant independence, we are not ready yet. And so today you can't come and rewrite our history. July 1st is our Republic Day. And we also made it our Senior Citizens Day. They've come to take the holiday from July 1st and gone to put it on August 4th, which is the day the UGCC was founded. When we come to office, we'll rectify those things. July 1st will be a holiday again.
He says some members of the governing MPP have confided in him about what they say is state capture. He says they want their own party, the NPP, to lose so they can reorganize.
People in Nigeria are on the streets demonstrating. You heard about Kenya. Kenyan youth are demonstrating because opportunities are not opening up for them. And the situation in Ghana is worse because in Ghana, it is not the MPP. It is a small family that has captured everything. And so I can tell you, there are many of my friends in MPP who come and tell me, he says, NDC, you have to do well and get our party out of power. These are MPP people because the MPP has been captured by a small group of people. This is not Kufuor's MPP. This is a different MPP. It has been hijacked by some people. And so the Democrats and others in MPP actually want their party to lose so that they can go back into opposition and go and reorganize.
Well, staying on that same beat, the Convention People's Party, in an earlier statement, also criticized the president for his position, insisting that the whole world knew who the Osajifo was and that he founded this country and named it Ghana after the old Ghana Empire on the eve of our independence on the 6th of March, 1957. No amount of rejection, they said, by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo could change that. What will be resoundingly rejected due to its bad leadership and hardship propagating policies and corruption is that the MPP government at the polls come 7th December 2024 will lose.
And after that, they phase it out. Then the Ashanti people, there is a piece of tribalism in politics. The Ashantis have never liked the Achimebuakwa people. So when they realized Park Grant had become very old, J.B. Dankwa was very preeminent. The Asantehene preferred Kwame Nkrumah to J.B. Dankwa. So when his people would not allow him, they would break away from the CPP. They rather went for Professor Kofi Abrefa Buzia, then an Ashanti. I say then an Ashanti because even though a Bono from Wenchi, at that time, Bono Hafo was Western Ashanti. So they chose their own man. Please, J.B. Dankwa died in 1965. He didn't die in 1954. But the Matimehu tradition, the UP tradition, and the LM tradition did not go for him. Did not go for him. So he became politically irrelevant. Then, because of the troubles, Nkrumah couldn't have independence. And then a new one in 1956.
Now, author and playwright Uncle White has this food for thought on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM.
Dear founder, you would envy the ease and the affluence of those in the first category. They have the power to make life easy for Ghanaians, but they choose not to. They have no problem watching as existing infrastructure breaks down, and they have no appetite for providing the necessary infrastructure where it does not exist. And so, it will distress you to know that not much has been added to the infrastructure you left us after all these years. Dear founder, the plight and the circumstances of the second category of Ghanaians will make you ask yourself whether it was worth fighting for independence for the Gold Coast. In your days, even a penny was money, and the average Gold Coaster could live in dignity. Today, the average Ghanaian does not see his future in Ghana, but in a foreign land. You sacrificed your life and devoted yourself to fight for freedom for the Gold Coaster, so that no Gold Coaster, now Ghanaian, will have to live with indignity. The reality now is that the freed Ghanaian leaves his free country to go and sell himself or hire himself for a pittance in a foreign country, in a country that will never regard him as a full human being, and in countries that will suck every usefulness from them and throw them back to Ghana completely empty. Dear founder, did you fight for independence for the Gold Coast so that Ghanaians will be compelled to abandon their families in Ghana and go slave abroad? Did you fight for independence so that Ghanaians will live as second-class citizens in their own countries? Did you fight for independence so that Ghanaians would go and line up at foreign embassies to beg and lie their way into getting visas? Dear founder, this, unfortunately, is what is happening in Ghana today. Dear founder, we honor you and your colleagues today, but don't be fooled. Yes, we honor you today with a holiday, but we dishonor your legacy every day. Can you please forgive us? And can you find a way of helping us find the wisdom to understand that stealing from our country does not make us rich? You bequeath us a good country, a blessed country, a country with the resources to be prosperous for all her citizens. But alas, greed and selfishness have robbed us of these, and that is why I am writing you today. On this day in which we honor you, please forgive us for making nonsense of the heritage you left for us.
Well, from all the talk about independence and the founders of the country, the ever-worsening road conditions in the capital have reached a critical point with malfunctioning traffic lights, unlit streets, and pothole-riddled roads. Drivers are forced to navigate in pitch darkness, while pedestrians often bear the dire consequences. JoyNews editor MF Apao took a tour of some intersections and roads in the city, uncovering the daily struggles and risks faced by commuters. The probe last night on the JoyNews channel highlighted the urgent need for action to address these safety concerns.
My colleague and I, that's my producer, Sarah Mabladi Souza, and myself, decided that it's a Saturday night, yet we have concerns about traffic lights, road markings, and street lights. So my colleague, Yusuf, even though he's been working the whole day, obliged to go with us, together with Abu, our driver, to go with us, drive around town on a Saturday night to take a look at what exactly the situation is and paint a better picture of how it is like to struggle in the nights when it comes to driving. I wear spectacles, so you can understand the difficulties and the challenges sometimes it takes for you to drive at night, even though we work late at night. The situation is that of sort of a grim situation. We started from the Atinka village. Right down that intersection, you realize that the traffic lights there almost never works. And this one behind me, where it's supposed to be more like a T-junction. This road, when you go up, takes you to the new town area. This one goes down all the way to Circle. Straight behind me goes to Joy FM. And those of you who know it know that this is the Sadisco traffic light. It is almost a blessing for it to ever work. It never works. The same response we get all the time is, it's a technical challenge that they are trying to fix. That's the response you always get. So let's start off from this particular intersection and take a drive through part of Accra, at least the most popular part of Accra, and let's understand what exactly the situation is. There are either no road markings, there are no street lights, or the traffic lights are always non-functioning. At least, thankfully, where I'm starting from, which is the home of multimedia, you can see that the lights are working, at least the street lights are working. And it's well lit. It's a well lit road, I should say, thankfully. How come there are no road markings on these particular roads? What exactly are your challenges when you're driving through most parts of Accra? It will be interesting to hear your story. But first, let's hear my story with a drive with a team on a Saturday night in Accra, and we'll tell you how it looks like. So our drive has now taken us all the way, I'll tell you all about it at least, from the Ring Road all the way. We are now on the Switchback Road in Cantonment. I am itching to know what the situation is, at least on the main 37 road. On the Switchback Road, Cantonment, many of you would say, okay, it's not a major road, but there are no street lights here. What you see are those in front of some of the Diplomats building, amongst others. So all the way from the Cantonment Post Office, what we call the Togo Embassy area, all the way to this side, at least. This is what I'm seeing. You can see, together with myself, Yusuf and Abu, this is what we see. So we are almost at the Christ the King parish, and still no sign of any street light, but at least we are seeing some road markings on the road. It does appear that you have to pick and choose which one exactly you would want. But we've had to go 10 all the way. We've gone over the Sankara Circle, what we used to call the Sankara Circle, the Akwaje interchange. And you can see the Jubilee House right in front of you, the seat of government. I see the traffic light working here. Road markings are also working, but see, right after the traffic light, I count 1, 2, and 3, and this is after the third traffic light. You realize that the rest of the street lights are not working. So after the third street light that I counted, we are still in front of the Jubilee House, and all these lights are not working. So just 3 street lights right in front of the Jubilee House are working. After that, all the street lights in front of the Jubilee House, even though in front of the Jubilee House is well lit, the rest all the way to the Afrikiko traffic lights, they are not working. They are not working. So this is what we've seen. At least the Afrikiko traffic light is working. Just when you climb, you are coming onto the 37th stretch, which is the Afrikiko. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4. And these are the 4 lights that works all the way to the Afrikiko traffic light. After it, you see 1 light, supposed to be 2 bulbs, but 1 is working. We are now going all the way onto the ridge, the stretch all the way to the ridge roundabout. We'll take a quick drive. We are feeling like driving tonight to check the situation. So from the Afrikiko traffic lights, the team is still ready to go on a quick drive again to check what the situation is. I'll keep you posted. So team Saturday night drive made a quick stop now at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, the Ridge Hospital. And it's been a drive from the Afrikiko traffic light where I last interacted with you, all the way to the Ridge Runabout, the former President Rawlings' residence. And I must say that it's been a good drive from the Akwaje, interchange all the way to the Ridge Runabout to the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. All street lights are working, road markings are intact, and that's the situation that we can report, that we are happy about to report. I saw only one street light right before the roundabout that was not working. That was the only one, but apart from that, all the street lights on that particular stretch were working all the way to where we are now at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. You can see how lit the road is, and that's how most people expect it to be, with proper road markings on the road, all working. So that's the situation that we can report to you. We are hoping that it stays that way all the way to Adabraka in front of the Accra Psychiatric Hospital and take us back to the multimedia. Time check, I think it's about 8:15 now. Yeah, that's how late it's getting. So we'll see and still check other areas and let you know and paint a better picture of what the situation in terms of traffic lights, street lights and road markings in major parts of Accra. Thank you.
Well, my colleagues Michael Ashali and Nanabwache Dankwa-Yadom have also been checking on the situation on the Accra-Tema motorway and the Sewa Junction and some other roads in Kumasi. Let's catch up with Michael Ashali and find out what he found.
The road is seen as one of the most pivotal roads. This particular section of the road leads to our biggest port. Means that all our cocoa and all our major produce that we export out of the country come along this way. It's nearly impossible to even see through the thickness of the dark. Put off the light, you barely would see me if you see me standing right here. So it's a very difficult situation for them, and that's exactly what you see. Pitch darkness, not just for drivers who are using the road, but for the commuters who have to cross the road as well. But for the people who live around, they'll tell us a story briefly about how it impacts them.
It is very, very alarming and dangerous as well. I think I've been using this road almost about several years now. Motorway going to Adan, Sege, Volta region, and looking at how dangerous it is, very bad.
What is going on here? There's no street lights, and when the car was coming from Accra to Tema inside, I don't know, because sometimes there's a lot of accidents happen here at the moment, and you yourself, you'll be shocked because of there's no street light. The portals, they just, even when what do you call it, the truck drivers are coming self to even to come across here to drop them and lots of things. You see how this place do and things. Yeah. They are be suffering, and you could see maybe some motor will be coming or then crash the motor, and then so accidents are always happening here most of the time, because just 3 days today I was here like 2 a.m. You see the method that they just do here, from here and then here to the roundabout here. Yeah. I just heard kick out. So when I just get to that place, I saw a car just knocked some Okada guy on the motor. It was very bad.
I mean, operate a motorcycle business. Yes. How does that make you feel?
Oh, it's very bad, because when I just saw that, I just quit my work at that very crucial moment.
Well, Nanabwache Dankwa-Yadom also interacted with road users at the Sewa intersection.
Now this road is very dangerous to use at night. We are checking for functional traffic lights and functional street lights and even for road markings. Unfortunately for us, where we are currently, we cannot find a functional traffic light. We cannot find a functional street light. Neither do we find any road marking so far. Now this is a dual carriage, a very huge road here you can see right behind me, and it is very dangerous to ride on this particular road at night. Those using this particular road coming from the constituency and other areas from my left cannot even see the road in itself clearly because there are no street lights over there, and then there are no traffic lights. I mean, you've been plying the road for quite some time. Now tell me the situation in the Ashanti region, because you use most of these roads.
It's very difficult to drive at night in Ashanti region because most of the street lights are not working. Most of the traffic light bulbs are dead. In fact, driving in the night when it's raining is very difficult because there are no road markings. That's why sometimes in the morning, if you drive around town, you will see cars have been parked in the gutters. Why? Because there are no road markings, so they cannot see when you are sliding from this road to the gutter. You know, see before you realize you are in the gutter, and you have no option than to leave your car in the gutter till the next day. And probably if you leave your car there, someone will come and take your batteries and some items from your car. So it is very, very, very difficult to drive in Kumasi at night when it's raining. Very, very difficult. So we are telling the road minister to come and do the road markings for us. We will not beg him, because we the drivers, we pay our duty. We pay everything. The government takes taxes from us. So we are not going to beg him to come and do it for us. We are telling him to come and fix the thing for us. Otherwise, there's no need for us to be paying the roadworthy and so many things.
In terms, you were talking about how difficult it is to use the road, in fact, for accident's sake. How long have you been using this road, and do you even remember any accident that happened recently? Of course.
Was it last 4 days? There was an accident here because of there's no street lights, and the most annoying thing is even the pedestrians are suffering because when they are walking on the roadside, before a car throws their light and see the person, they might be very closer to the person. So more times car hits people here. Some will stop and take the pedestrian to the hospital, and some even run away. And you cannot even see their car number because there's no street light here.
Staying on that theme, between January and June 2024 alone, 1,200, that's June 2024 alone, 237 lives have been lost out of the 6,653 road crashes within the same period, largely due to the poor nature of the roads. Now, the Director of Regulations, Inspections and Compliance of the National Road Safety Authority, Kwame Kodia-Etianini, had this to say.
What we have done, actually, without having to deal directly with the issues, I mean, these are concerns that falls directly on the laps of stakeholder institutions. So you are talking about the Department of Urban Roads, the Highways, Ghana Highways Authority. They have frontline responsibility for the road infrastructure. On matters of street lights, I think in the past there's been an ongoing conversation to try to identify which agency has direct responsibility. To the best of my recollection, it sits with the Ministry of Energy. Because I mean, the part of our electricity bills that go to service the street lights come through the ECG to the Ministry of Energy. And it must have been a year or two when we engaged them under some meter program they are taking to improve visibility in some part of the country. In some part of Greater Accra, the feedback we got at the time was that the portion of our electricity bills that go to service that part of their job appears to be woefully inadequate. But again, I mean, if we can work together as stakeholders, we may not be able to solve all the visibility issues at a go, but we should be able to influence the decision based on data. Get to understand where the issues are happening and what sort of short-term interventions could be put in place.
Well, the principal research scientist with the Building and Road Research Institute, Dr. William Aka, has attributed the lack of functional traffic lights, street lights and road markings to a disregard for safety concerns.
This is an unfortunate situation. We all drive around, and this is the daily experience which all of us are experiencing. It's unfortunate that we have all the institutions, we have all the laws, we've come up with the strategies to help reduce accidents in the country, but the basic things we need to put in place, we don't take them seriously. It's unfortunate that you will construct a road which costs millions of cedis. Putting in these measures, putting in this furniture constitutes less than 10% of the cost of the total reconstruction. But we are able to produce the pavement, drivers are able to access it, not safe, it kills people, but we sit down unconcerned. For traffic lights, for instance, if I should talk about Accra, I know they have a traffic management center, which is supposed to also monitor the faults of traffic lights. And so the Department of Urban Roads are aware. What I'm also aware is that they subcontract the maintenance of the traffic lights to some companies. We have to ask whether government has been paying these companies. We all know the problems in the road industry. A lot of contractors are being owned by governments. And so we have to ask whether the non-maintenance of these traffic lights are as a result of the non-payment of the contractors. In all, I think that we've not taken safety seriously. If we should take the street lights, for instance, as they mentioned, at night when crashes occur, the probability of people to die, we've established that is higher as compared to nighttime when there is traffic lights or during the daytime. It's an unfortunate situation we are experiencing, but that's how we found it. As a nation, I don't think we have safety as part of our culture. We sitting down, people are dying unconcerned, and we doing nothing about that. MFA.
Well, it's been 50 years since Ghana made the historic switch from left-hand to right-hand driving on the road, aligning with international standards and improving road safety. In a statement marking the day, the National Road Safety Authority said the change had had a profound impact on the country's transportation, adding that the move made Ghana more compatible with its Francophone neighbors and made cross-border travel easier. JoyNews spoke to some drivers who witnessed both the right-hand and left-hand side of driving, and this is what they had to say.
Yeah, passing road, no, so I made me trick out of 1994 from Kumasi to Accra. By a far away, so me who is a baby side, by accident, I'm not just a single.
I'm glad we changed from the right side of the road to the left side because the nature of our road network would not be compatible with such vehicles if we hadn't made the change. If you drive cars from the UK and other countries that drive on the left side on our roads, you notice that the movement is not that smooth, so it's good we made that switch.
75, 70s up to 80s, cars and cars endorse. Intina, and Obibe soccer STM1. Masa Nenye is over soccer STM. But nowadays, one cars are those, two.
There were not a lot of vehicles on our roads back in the 70s when we still used to drive on the left side of the road, and the drivers back then were also very professional, so they did not encounter a lot of road accidents. But things have changed since then, so I'm glad we made a change.
Yeah, me dey bla me twi ka chere ba me sa left hand side me twi me say me dey me hu say ni say wo se na kwotwe akwhwe me lo mu me nka we na ye
I'm happy we made the switch because even judging from afar, I think it will be stressful to be driving on the left side of the road.
And on that historic note, we take a breather. We'll be right back with more on the Joy News Desk.
It's the holiday edition of Business here on Newsdesk. My name is Winston Taki, and out of our first business story, UK-based Fitch Ratings has stated that there is a low risk of policy slippage in the lead-up to the December 2024 elections in Ghana, given the government's strong commitment to the International Monetary Fund program. However, it pointed out that there is currently greater uncertainty over the degree of commitment for a new administration. There is more in the following report.
According to Fitch, they estimate the 2024 primary surplus on a commitment basis will reach 0.3% of gross domestic product, representing a 4.6 percentage points adjustment compared with 2022, driven by 0.6 percentage points increase in revenue and a 4.1 percentage points reduction in primary expenditure. It added that despite a record of fiscal slippage in election years, they consider there is a low risk of policy slippage in the lead-up to the elections due in December 2024, given the strong commitment of authorities to the IMF program. But there is currently greater uncertainty over the degree of commitment of a new administration. It projected Ghana's primary surplus to reach 0.9% of GDP in 2026 on a commitment basis. It continued that the suspension of external debt service and merchandise import reduction that more than offset lower export performance enabled Ghana to reach a current account surplus of 1.6% of GDP in 2023 from a 2.3% deficit in 2022.
One of the key challenges faced by cocoa farmers in Ghana is the lack of access to affordable capital for production. According to the CEO of Plot Enterprise Ghana, Patricia Diaby, there is an urgent need for government to put in place financial tools to help mitigate the risks involved in pricing and sale of cocoa beans, both domestically and on the international market.
I always say bankers, they give you the umbrella when the sun is out. You rightly said we're in a very competitive market, competing with multinationals, that at times they bring facilities at 2%, and then the local banks want to slap an interest of 6-8%. So first, there's the cost. There's the cost, and we've been talking about financing all day, but then we have to look at it in its entirety. I would say not just the financing, the money, but the tools that go with it, and these are very important. For some farmers, I would say insurance, to cover their produce should there be any calamities or something that they should lose. But for us, it's still very difficult for me to understand why we have been trading cocoa for 60 years. First, world #1 and #2 cocoa producing countries, and we do not have the financial tool to mitigate the risks associated with the volatility. We sell on the London future market or New York future market. It's been like this for 60 years, fine. But then how can we go on doing that knowing it's very volatile and we do not have the financial tool to mitigate the risk associated with the volatility? So my point is that the financing is very important, but it should come with all the tools needed to make a sound business.
That'll be all for business. We're back with more news for you after this break. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Now, in a bid to increase the production capacity of women farmers in Ghana, the German Development Corporation has distributed 2.1 metric tons of certified seeds to women cooperatives in the Northeast and Upper East region. The support aimed at empowering women in the seed oil crop value chain is part of a larger project implemented in collaboration with Heights Enterprise Limited, an agro-processing firm based in Bolgatanga in the Upper East region. Regional correspondent Albert Sori reports.
According to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, women produce around 70% of Ghana's food crops. However, despite their significant contribution, women farmers face numerous challenges, including limited access to modern farm machinery, equipment, and high-quality certified seeds. The German Development Corporation and Heights Enterprise Limited, through the Invest for Jobs initiative, are therefore providing comprehensive support to women cooperatives. This includes certified seeds to improve productivity and income, capacity building in processing, machinery and personal protective equipment, formalization of cooperatives through official registration, and the introduction of health and pension schemes. Chief Executive Officer of Heights Enterprise Limited, Matthew Akayeti, highlights the challenges they have encountered working with women farmers in the seed oil crop value chain over the last 5 years.
We started Heights Enterprise as an agro-processing firm in 2019 in the onset of COVID to see how we can impact the lives of rural women through farming by contributing to raise money for seeds for them, to train them further on organic farming practices. On daily basis, we have more women coming to our offices to ask for support in terms of seed, tractor services, and then some trainings. GIZ have supported us with a 500-liter edible oil refinery equipment. That means that we can now do more. Aside that, they give us filling, capping, and labeling machines. So what these women farmers are going to produce at the end of the day will be processed in our facility here to meet international standards.
At a ceremony to distribute the certified seeds at Bolgatanga in the Upper East region, Technical Advisor for Invest for Jobs, Eunice Ejewa Ejepong, emphasized the need to support women farmers in Ghana.
Through this program, over 450 women have been supported in various areas. We've trained them in various capacity building measures, in good agronomic practices, in the GIZ Farmer Business School, as well as group dynamics. And through this project, we've actually supported them with 2.1 metric tons of seed in various value chains for production to enhance their productivity.
The certified seeds distributed to the women's cooperatives included soya beans and granules. The women said the gesture was going to boost their trade.
It will help us a lot because buying the granite now is not an easy task. A bowl of granite is now 50 cedi. How many of us can buy about 3 or 4 or 5 of them to sow? So for their granite support is very encouraging. But we still need more.
Reporting for Joy News, Albert Sori, Bolgatanga.
And season 2 of Ghana's biggest culinary TV show, Big Chef Tertiary, is finally here. If you thought last season was thrilling, get ready for double the excitement, intense kitchen rivalries, and innovative dishes. This season, 8 tertiary schools across the country will slug it out for the ultimate prize. Today, the journey begins with auditions at the Wa Technical University. 3 teams of talented students will compete, but only 1 team will advance to the next round. Joy Prime's Lois Shola Adeyemi joins me live from the Wa Technical University to give us an update on how the auditions are going so far. Lois, how has it been, the start of this audition process? How is it shaping up in the Upper West region?
Thank you, Ben. It's been amazing so far. The energy here at Wa Technical University is legitimately good. I say legitimately good because it's amazing. Everybody here is excited. Big Chef Tertiary! Big Chef Tertiary! Of course, because the kitchen definitely has no boundary. We're here with the students. We have 6 people who are going to be participating in the auditions today, but at the end, only 2 will make it. They are cooking in groups of 3, so we have 6 contestants, as I said. They'll be cooking in groups of 3, so 2 in each group, and at the end, only 1 will make it to the main show. So they're ready. We're going to be speaking to them. We're still here at Wa Technical. Everybody's ready. Shortly, we'll be speaking to some of the people that are going to be, cooking to find out if they're ready. But I have a few people who are here to support. They're going to be telling us, who do they think is going to be winning? Because, as I said, 6 people in the kitchen. It's not going to be easy. but they're ready to support, and you know they have their back. So I have with me my first lady. Hi dear, what's your name? I'm great. All right, great. So you know 6 people are going to be cooking today. Yeah. How do you think it's going to be going to the main show? Because we're going to take only one pair. So who is going? Oh, I'll say Group 2 is going to win. Who is Group 2? Team number 2. All right, team number 2 is going. And all the girls are fantastic. All right. Yes. Now I have with me a rep from Team Latifa. She is participating in the cooking show. Hello. Hi, Team Latifa. Hi. So what's your name? My name is Abba. All right. Now, how prepared are you? Because as I said, you are going to be sick to the cooking today. Yeah. How prepared are you for the competition? And do you think you're going to be winning? Yeah, I know I'm the best, so I know. Now, what are you preparing for us today? I'm preparing French fries, chili sauce, and the meat. Okay. We cannot wait. Now, I have another person from another team. Hello. What's your name? Representing which team? This is team 3.
And that is Lois Shola Adeyemi, all the way in the Upper West region. Expect nothing but the best, actually, from that program this season. Big Chef 2, all the way in the Upper West region. But that's how we cap off Joy News Desk this holiday morning. Thank you for staying with us. Stay for the rest of our programming. My name is Benjamin Aka.